Hello everybody, this is Fonzie from Nubingames. Welcome to this video. It's gonna be about jungling. I want to give you some tips and tricks about it. I learned a lot about jungling in the last couple months, I would say. Platinum right now, and jungle is my main role. I learned a lot just by trial and error. Watch some other people play jungle as well. Yeah, hope you enjoy it. So the first thing we're gonna talk about before we jump into the game is about the team comp. So let's say you're in Champion Select and your team picks up some 80 heavy champions. Let's say Zed mid, Wukong top, and you have an 80 carry bot, right? You don't want to pick an 80 jungler then. So make sure your team comp is just have enough AP and enough AD. So maybe you can pick up Fiddle, a Mumu. What do you need? You need a tank, then just pick a tank, right? So make sure your team comp is alright, otherwise the enemy team can just maybe stack some armor, stack some magic resist, and just itemize good against you and win the game by that. You can do the same as well if they have an 80 heavy team. Just stack some armor, get a random, some fairy cape, maybe thorn mill. Like, just stack some armor. Alright. Let's just jump into a game and we'll see what happens. Just gonna try to give you some tips. Let's see. Alright, watch now. So while we're in the loading screen, the video I make, this is on the 4.7 patch, and the Pharaoh Flare has been out there for a couple weeks now, and it got nerfed twice. I picked up a lot of Pharaoh Flare junglers like Nocturne, Shyvana, people who can stay in the jungle forever and just stack, like Master Yi, Udyr. But since it got remaked, I'm back to my old junglers now again. I pick up Elise again, Xin Xiao. I like Volibear as well. So, like, it's always the thing, if you go feral, you need to spend a lot of time in the jungle. And you need to yeah, carry late game, I would say it like that. Alright, so let's put the sound a little bit lower. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Alright, so they have a Twitch jungle. I just made a video about Twitch jungle. I really like Twitch jungle. So let's just start, right? Let's just start with this game. Just ignore what's happening right now. So let's say I play Xin Xiao jungle. I normally go with Xin Xiao. I start red buff. I wait in this brush and then just secure it. Because I start red buff, I hit level 2, and with Xin Xiao I start E and Q, so I have my dash to someone, and I got my Q with the knock up at the 3rd strike. So after I get red buff, it spawns in 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna time it. Normally it's around 7:15. So when I walk this way and just try with Xin Xiao, I try to gank level 2, force a flash, maybe get a kill, and most of the times I get enough XP so I can just go to my blue buff and hit level 3 of that. If you don't gank between your buffs, you need to have blue buff, red buff, and one camp, this camp or this camp to hit level 3. So you want to think about, what do I want to gank level 3 with double buffs? Where do I want to gank? Do I want to gank top? Maybe if I play Xin Xiao and I see I have a Pantheon top, I really like Pantheon Xin Xiao combo, I start blue buff, right? I start blue, take this camp, and head to my other camp. Alright. About the enemy jungler, what do you want to do if you're taking your jungle? You want to keep an eye on mid lane. Mid lane is usually giving a leash on the blue or the red buff, and you can just see if they walk from that direction or walk from this direction. You know the enemy jungler started red or blue. If it's not that obvious, you can also watch on the top lane and the bottom lane. Just watch what lane is delayed in lane. So let's say he start red buff. He start red buff. Bottom is gonna help him. You can see it on the map, on the mini map, that bot lane is not showing for 10 seconds after, like, they come in lane at like 2 minutes and later. So, alright, Lee Sin is one of, yeah, executed. Nice Lee Sin. So, if you can see, if it's not obvious, just wait till the enemy jungler is in lane again, because, or you can see him on the minimap. Just click on him, like, let's say we got a buff right now, someone got a buff. Nobody got buffs. Pantheon, do you have a buff? Nobody got buffs. But let's say you see the jungler walks in right here, right? You can watch on his passives and items and whatever. You can see what buff runs out earlier, right? So let's say he got red buff, he got blue buff, and blue buff is running out earlier. You know he started blue buff. So that's a thing as well. Just click on the champion and look what buffs times out first. Alright, so the timers, red buff, blue buff, 5 minutes, every camp 50 seconds I think it is. Yeah, 50 seconds. Dragon 6 minutes, Baron 7 minutes. So what I always do is I want to know where the enemy jungler is. And I normally buy some wards as well and place them like at camps, maybe somewhere here. Or I really like to ward this brush or this brush. You can just see if he's doing raids and what direction he's heading to. So let's say a cool trick I always do. So this red buff is right up, right? It's up now. Is it? Can I see that? How does this work? I want vision. Oh, there we go. I want vision. Full vision as well. Well, whatever. The thing I want to say, let's say you started red and you see the enemy jungler started blue as well because you saw the mid laner, or that you saw him in lane and you see what buff is running out soon. If you see him around that minute mark, the buff is gonna spawn. And he's, for instance, bottom lane, he's ganking. You can just grab this, it's for free most of the times. Depends on the top laner and the mid laner as well. But if you're somewhere in your red area or jungle and you can't counter gank it, you can just take that buff for free. So I do a lot of counter jungling, especially when the enemy team is or the enemy jungler is on feral. If he has feral, he needs stacks, so I just like counter jungle and leave one behind. So I take his wolves and leave the small baby wolf behind, take his wraights and let the baby wraith leave it behind. You just deny the enemy jungler that way, so that's really nice. Other thing I always do is type in my chat and type the timers for the buffs and for the dragon and the baron. You can point it, do it in your chat as well. You can go to interface, I think it is, and then somewhere it is yeah, show timestamps in the chat. There it is. So let's say dragon gets the timer in the chat and baron gets the timer in the chat. The buffs, the small buffs won't, red buff and blue buff, just type in the chat 5 minutes after you took it, or after you cleared it. Other thing I always do when I'm jungling, I'm always, let's say I take red buff and I wanna get this. It's like 5 seconds to get here. In those 5 seconds I always click on my mini map and just watch there, watch there, watch there, like to see where the enemy jungler is, if he's ganking, to see if people use summoners. Let's say he uses flash and I'm walking that way and I'm like, Oh, I see flash there. Okay, Lulu no flash. And then, you know, if you gank, Lulu got no flash. Normally your team will let you know, like where the wards are or where what summoners are up. But I like to keep track of it myself. Um, Other thing I always do is when I see the enemy jungler, like when I'm laning, I focus on farm a lot. Even if I have a ward here and the enemy jungler is walking into your ward and just you can see him obviously gank. Sometimes people are just focused on farming, so always give it a ping. Always give it like ping on the minimap. People will be, oh, well, there's the enemy jungler. But also, like bottom lane, we'll see what's going on there. Oh, the enemy jungler is not here. We can just dive those guys, or we can go ham, or maybe we can like get Dragon because he's top, and Dragon is all the way on the other side of the map, you know. So that's stuff. Just ping if you see the enemy jungler. Just let your team know. Communicate with your team. The same, like I talked earlier about, if I see this blue buff is about to spawn and I have the timer and I see the enemy jungler bottom, I let my team know as well. Like, Jax, get your ass over here, back me up. Maybe this mid laner is gonna check because he feels something is wrong, or maybe it's warded. Like, ask for backup. If you solo invade and you can see the mid laner and the top laner, you're probably screwed because they're onto you. So always ask backup for those invades, or maybe it's really obvious. Maybe they're all like ganking bottom. You can just get some pressure in other lanes. Alright, a really important thing as a jungler, what you need to do if you gank. Alright, this is a good example. Let's see. Alright, he ganks. Yeah. I hope they get the kill. Alright, they don't get the kill. But let's say they get the kill, alright? And this lane is pushed in the mid. As a jungler, always get those minions to this tower. This tower is down, so it doesn't need to do it, but always push the lane with them. Maybe some laners will flame you for it because they don't understand the game, but always push it to the tower. Maybe you can do some tower damage, maybe you can get the tower, but it does more than that. The thing, you deny him farm. Like, you deny this Lee Sin, if he got killed and his tower was up, you deny him farm, you deny him XP. The other thing is, the jungler sees this as well, so he needs to step up his game. He's like, alright, if I don't step him, I'm gonna lose my tower here, or I'm gonna lose some XP. So most of the times, if you push that, the jungler will come to hold it, or to soak up the XP. In the meantime, you can just go away and maybe steal a buff, or maybe walk all the way to Dragon, or maybe get some other objective. So it's just the pressure, keep the pressure high. So if you gank, shove the minions towards the towers. Alright, that's really important. Just give some pressure on the lane and deny farm, and yeah, maybe you can get the enemy jungler there. Thing, if I have a champion I want to gank a lot, like let's say Twitch, I really like to surprise people a lot. I always take wraights and always take wolves. Like, if nothing is going on, if I can't really gank, like now the purple team can see the blue team, I always take some jungle. Like, his jungle is not up right now, but keep your farm up. Like, even if you gank a lot, just sometimes just pick that up, alright? Let's see, what else I want to talk about. There are some difficult situations as a jungler. Let's say every lane is losing. What do you do then as a jungler, right? Let's say this Jax is losing really hard early game. Mid got a kill early game. Bottom is losing because the jungler ganked or something like that. There's a lot of pressure on the map, and everybody is like, dude, we need to turn this around. And where's our jungler? Where's our pressure? So the thing I always try to do then is look who can carry on your game. Like, can your bottom lane get a comeback if you gank that or if you camp that? Can your top laner, like this Jax can carry, right? Jax is a good carry late game. I would try to get him going, get him snowballing. Just focus on one or two lanes and get that. Try to fix that, right? It doesn't work always. Like sometimes games are already decided early with some good ganks and some good 1v1s in the top or the mid, but try to see who can carry. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Nice push by the blue team. Alright. What I do, but that's my personal thing, I really like to camp mid and top lane. Those are my gank lanes. You won't see me bottom at all the time. If bottom doesn't need me, I won't be bottom at all. Like only if they need me, or only if I really can't gank mid, or I really can't gank top, I won't gank bottom. I don't know why, but I just don't like it. A thing that is good for ganking bottom still is get this dragon. So let's say you're in laning phase still and you get a kill on the support, or you get a kill on the mid laner. You want to contest this, or you want to take it. Like, just shove the wave to the tower, maybe get the tower and get the dragon afterwards. But just keep the pressure high. Like, you want to get this objective. Other thing, if you go for stuff like this, I normally don't want to have a 50-50 chance to get it. Like, the enemy team is taking it, and or we're taking it, and we see the enemy jungler come in. I normally stop doing dragon, then I just want to kill the enemy jungler then. So I have a secure buff. If you can't get to the enemy jungler, let's say it's a Nocturne or something, and you can just jump in, or a Pantheon, you can just jump in, and it's a 50-50. Some tips are to let's see, where can I do it? Can I see this? But a tip you want to do is click on the buff. All right. Let's say this minion, you can just click on it and see the health, right? But you can do the same for dragon. Click on it, and the other thing is just check your smite damage. So go to your, let's see, where's the jungler? Yeah, there he is. So you can just point your mouse over it and see 720 true damage. So you click on the health of this creep, or from the buffs, and click on it, you see the health, and then smite it at the right time. For smiting at the right time, you can calculate a little bit. Like, you click on it and you have 720 damage, and maybe you're playing Elise with her Q, and you can like, that's really good for low health targets. Alright, so let's see. We click on the Baron, we can see the health here. Twitch got 720 damage, right? 720. So you can just click on it, and then, oh, I clicked on Jax. Click on it, and now they stop Baron, right? Right, they stop Baron. Twitch is dying. Normally I would have stopped, but the enemy team is focusing the enemy jungler. Yeah, so it's a free Baron for them. Although, well, both junglers died, so it was still a 50-50 Baron. But Twitch should have stopped Baron here and just get the fuck out, because he was tanking as well. But alright, so that's a tip. Just smite at the right time. Calculate your damage and your available abilities, because they can do some damage. You can time them just pressing the buttons at the same time, so you can calculate a little bit. But I don't like a coin flip Baron or Dragon. I really want to secure the buff, so kill the enemy jungler helps as well. Alright, I think I got a lot of things covered. If you wanna know some more stuff, know some more tips, I probably forgot some stuff. But that's the basic things about jungling, right? Alright. Hope you had some good tips about this, and yeah, ask questions if needed. That's it. Alright.